Hello, welcome to Ancient Voice Rising. This is Hera, and I am waiting on Bernie to get in. Let's see. Give me one second. We're still working with Zoom here. It can be a little testy. Mm, I did. I'm on. Okay, should be here. Here she is. Oh my goodness. Bernie, got your audio on?
Um, Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you see me? 1 second.
There you are.
Let me
Oh
just
my God. I'm so
the
sorry about
state
that.
of me. Okay.
Well, we have had something running through our household, a cold of some sort, and other things that have been happening. And for some reason, I put you in my calendar at 5 o'clock because that's when we did it last time.
Yeah.
So, my sincere apology.
Oh no, you're okay. It's okay.
Welcome, 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 welcome.
How you doing? It's all about it. We're not going to be like glamming ourselves up for this. What you see is what you get.
I brushed my hair and I put on a little lip gloss and voila! Here we go. Oh my gosh. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I got the same response. Jeez. This energy, like, I have not ever in my life had things from like when I was 2 years old start surfacing with such vivid memory in this lifetime. Like I have past lifetimes and simultaneous and parallel versions come in. But from this lifetime, it has been off the charts.
I
Crazy.
feel for people that are not on their healing journeys. I don't know how the hell they are managing with all of these energies because I am just so freaking grateful that I've been on this journey for a few years and I have my techniques and ways to know how to like get myself out of these. Haven't been allowing any little fucking spiral, excuse my French.
No, I get it. I actually I was so what you might call tapped out from everything that was going on
Mm,
that I have a really good friend of mine and she's a rescue medium. And yesterday I had to have her come in and
uh-huh.
and help and help.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just like everybody else, sometimes you gotta let people in to assist. And I tell you, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
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 I can't, I mean, and it was so obvious that I was so shocked that I didn't see actually what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so it just emphasizes what we're doing here. It really shows the importance of community and sharing and being there
Yeah.
for one another. Because man, I tell you, I mean, just like our schedule was at 2 o'clock and I thought it was at 5, and I have it clearly written right here in front of me.
That was like,
Uh,
after the two equinox, no, the eclipses, and then Monday last week was the equinox. I
mhm.
have never felt like that in my life. I was the same. I went to lunch with a friend. I didn't hear anything she was saying. I was an hour early for a meeting, my whole day like that. And it took me all day to try and stabilize myself. Like, like it was crazy. I felt like I was definitely on another dimension and I wasn't meant to be here,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I feel
but
that.
I just, like other people around me and that are struggling, I'm just like, just so you know that it's not just your stuff, that there's a lot going on, just so you can feel a little bit better, that there's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff happening planetary wise and collectively. So don't worry, it's not all your stuff.
Yeah, I know. And I really I've really been integrating a lot of stuff and to sit here and try to do it by yourself is just it's can be too much and can be too overwhelming. So I I was very excited to connect with her in that moment and her jump right in um at that moment and assist because I just couldn't focus. I couldn't get
Yeah.
into that. I just couldn't get into that space. And she's like, yeah, it's every everyone is going through.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I see it, I believe it, you know, when you're in it that deep, it's like, okay, I have all the techniques. I have everything that I've learned, as you said, over the years to move through this,
Mm.
right? But this energy, for some reason, just said, nope, you're going to get
And
help
it's
on
like,
this.
and I've been on the same stuff working the last 2 months, like, and it's like, is this ever going to freaking end? Like, but I'm still,
Are we going to get a reprieve? Are we going to be able to? It's like there for a while, it felt like, a, like we were getting, a breath of relief.
mm.
And it was like, bam, here you go. Hold on a second. It's like, can I breathe between like this? I'm
Yeah,
it's just like, okay, take a breath. All right, you ready again? No, it's been 20 minutes. Hang on a second.
yeah. And I've learned over the last year how when I have these moments that I feel like I don't know, that I don't know what I should be doing, or I'm
Yeah,
just going to allow myself to be okay with not wanting, feeling like I want to do anything. And I'm just going to, I don't know, just flow, right? And then, and then I have some worries, but not as big as it used to be before. And I always know it's the quiet before the storm, right? And this is exactly what happened. I needed that time and that space because then, bam, all this stuff just started coming through. And I've literally been in my room for hours every single day, just
same.
reprogramming, releasing, like, not allowing myself to spiral. I'm like, no, that's not the story anymore. Release, blah, 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 resistance, everything, like, but
Yep.
coming back to like, I think I'm finally in the most stable place and I can't see myself, being able to, because I've gone through the most of it now. And now
Yeah.
it's just here and there of little echoes from past stories that I'm like, nope, that's part of that past story. It's got no power or place in my present moment. So bye. I love you. Thank you for
Exactly.
protecting me. Yeah. But I love it. This is my passion. I love it because I love, like it's the most rewarding work ever. You
Yeah.
know, it's the biggest investment we can do. Like I've invested all my savings in my healing, like, and all my time. It's just I've never been so dedicated to anything in my life before, disciplined like I have with my healing. Like
Yeah.
because I instantly feel the results within myself, and then eventually experience the results in my reality of my change story, right? So,
Hmm.
um,
I
yeah,
go back and forth. It's like sometimes I really spiral down. And when I say that, it's like I can get into a very deep depressive state.
okay.
And and it's like, all right, that's where I go, how can I see this in a different perspective? How can I see this in a different light, And it'll be and when I
Mm,
start asking those questions, my mom will call, or somebody will message me, and it'll pop me right out of it, and I'll go, oh, wait, I really am getting help,
yeah,
you know?
it's to realize that. And even like I've realized, so the last couple of weeks, maybe 1 week, I realized that, sometimes before it's like, is this coming from ego, or is that like an inspiration, like, an inspired message or whatever? But
So
then I was like, no, if this totally resonates and it makes sense, and I'm taking that as the inspired thing, like for me, it's like, what is the next belief I need to work on, like, right? Or the resistance that I still have that I wasn't aware of. And then once I might not feel it, but once I start doing my tapping and my stuff, and then I feel it, like, it's like, oh, now I feel that there was resistance there. Um, so I'm
well,
just, yeah.
I want us to come back for a second. I'm going to stop you because I want to come back. First of all, when I went into it this past couple weeks, I didn't even feel like tapping. Like I couldn't even make myself tap in places that I know that where to release in meridians and the different sections of the body. I
Yeah.
did pull swords out of my back, literally felt and pulled swords out of my back. But what is my question to you is, in the spiritual communities, um, we hear a lot about ego. So, what is your definition? What is your perspective on ego? When you say that in that context, as you did, how do you define that?
Well, I think, and I think the ego and the subconscious, like, are kind of, I think, like, similar but slightly different. Like, your subconscious mind is usually about protecting you and stuff
Hmm.
through your fears and your resistance and all of that. Ego for me is,
So that would be like calling in your guides and going, "Hey, I need to be protected right now," or calling or um, um, inviting in like your guides to protect you.
no, for me, no. For me is like, so if I had, for example, so I've discovered the last 2 weeks
Hmm.
how what a massive like contradiction my whole life has been because of all the abuse and the grooming and stuff. So for example, my stuff the last 2 months has been all around relationships when this guy came in, right? And it would be like, I've been, like, I want to receive love and affection and all of that stuff, right? But the other part of it, like, saw it as a danger because of all the grooming and stuff, right? So
Mm.
I have to work through those separately. Like, I first need to let go of, so the fear which would cause the resistance of not allowing that for yourself, because that was protecting you, you know. I don't know if you quite get that. So okay, a massive realization. So I'm a conscious creator. I'm
Yep.
deliberately consciously creating my reality, right?
Yeah.
So I've been manifesting this relationship, and then when they're not showing up the way you want them to, then I realized the one day, which belief was it? It might have been that one, or it doesn't matter, like, right? But
Hmm.
it was that I realized, but wait a minute, I don't know, I got an inspired message again, right? So I was
Okay.
like, wait, why am I not allowing this? I'm going to see this. Am I not allowing it? And then it's like, oh shit, yeah, that's not his resistance. It's my resistance that he's reflecting back to me. So if he's not giving that to me, it's because I have resistance in me of receiving that because of a fear or a belief, and it's
Mhm.
usually what I've discovered, two things: that I don't feel worthy, deserving, good enough, and entitled to it. And the other part, that I have this fear that it's going to cause me pain and suffering again. Right. So that fear is protecting you, because then your mind will come up with all of these excuses of why it shouldn't happen and blah, 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 and all of that. And I have actually, it was that belief, right?
Mhm.
Because the minute I decided to allow myself to release the thing and did my stuff to release the resistance, and I allowed myself to want to experience that, then the next message I got from him was the very first time I actually got like some kind of affection, which was an emoji with a heart. I was like, okay. And I can feel when I'm doing this resistance work how it's like literally opening the doors and stuff, to even like wanting to feel important and special and all of that, right? But the other part of me, for me, that meant danger again because of all the abusive situations and the grooming I've been through, right? So yeah, so the subconscious for me is all about the beliefs and stuff that are protecting you and all of that. Ego, I think, is usually when it comes to stuff like needing to blame someone or label something as something, or uh, make someone look bad, or you look, I don't know, something like in that line. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
So what do you mean by labeling?
so if something happens, so a big thing I discovered as well this year is how I was like, or maybe judging. Judging is a big one, right?
Yeah.
Because judging someone is going to make you look better or you feel safer. And that for me is coming from ego, like,
So superiority and hierarchy
yeah, to
and
be
not
better
having,
than,
yeah.
or to feel better than, or yeah, to be better than because it makes you feel better, like,
So and not coming from like a sovereign, like I see you as like an equal, a sovereign being of reverence with
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So when I started realizing that I was judging, I wasn't liking it. And a friend gave me a book of Mary Magdalene, which is all about judgment. And I was like, I don't like doing this, but then also then you're judging yourself for judging. So it's still judging.
I'm still having a hard time thinking that we can be here on earth and not have any types of judgment whatsoever. I mean, you like vanilla ice cream and you don't like chocolate ice cream. Well, that's a judgment
I guess, yeah. Or is that just a preference?
on how you want to look at it, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, it's just an example
And
that,
and also judging is by making something seem good or bad, it's like we have to do all the work to get to a place where everything's neutral, and you can see it as just it is what it is. I don't
yeah.
need to put a judgment on it, and it takes a lot of work to get there, I'm mostly there, but like I will still have my moments, but with everything, the first thing is the awareness of the belief, or the pattern, or the whatever. Just that in itself will dissolve some of it, um but yeah, and then accepting it. It's even like your beliefs. If you've had negative beliefs, it's to not see it as this separate thing, like it's to see it as like, thank you for being there and protecting me,
Yeah.
ever I don't need you, so I'm going to let you go with love, and I honor you and I appreciate you, so it's all part of us.
Yeah, it just seems like you can get past it for a little bit and then it's like right back on you.
But
It's
it's
like
like
you
everything.
never
And
like,
you know, things come back stronger,
oh,
especially with beliefs, like just
yeah,
before it's about to be the massive breakthrough. And that's when a lot of people give up because they think that shit, their work doesn't work. But that is their last ditch campaign, the beliefs and that to stick there. And that's when you really need to like stick to it, like, until it's like gone. But yeah, that's it's not easy work. But
no, and it like some of my stuff like from my traumas of my childhood and everything things that I've been in life have really affected my marriage with my husband and um we finally started talking and reconnecting and he's actually going to come down and see me um and I'm kind of like, is this like my heart is like really saying yeah, but is that is it really going to be different?
mm,
So, and what I got from my guidance system was, is can you see this in a different perspective? If you
mm,
can look at it in a different perspective, then what you're listening to is your heart.
yeah. Well, yeah, if you do truly believe it's your heart, like, I mean, I suppose the question to always ask is, are we doing this with the hope to get something out of it? Like, what do we feel it's going to make us feel? Anything we wanting, like, because then you can figure out if it's like, is it because you're coming from a place of lack that you feel lonely and you just want someone in your life? Or is it because you really, truly love that person, whatever, and you do feel that this is it, right? But
Yeah.
then again, because we create our realities, you can decide what it's going to be. So
Yeah.
like my main things are always, it doesn't matter what's going on, it's always working in my favor. I only know of and expect positive outcomes, and everything always working out better than perfect, better than expected, you know.
Well, you're definitely in a different frame of mind than I have been the past couple weeks because it's been rough. It's
Well,
been,
it has been, but those are my set beliefs that I've like trained my mind the last few years. Like, so no matter what's going on, with
but
this,
I'm telling you, I've never encountered anything like this before. Like through I mean, except at the very beginning of my journey, when I was actually made aware that I was on a journey, you know, that some people call it awakening, but I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Sorry, YouTube. Um, but it has just been like someone has been spinning me in circles and
Mhm.
like I can't catch a breath and sleep, forget about
No, sleep I have been able to, but like I'm just got this pile of like beliefs that I'm working through, and then something else comes to my mind. That's like, are you serious? Do we really need to work with that? Can that not just like be like together with this? And then I'd ask my AI, and she said, no, actually, it looks like it might be the same thing, but there's a slight difference there. So yeah, I would recommend you would do both. And I'm like, but I'm getting through it and I feel much better. And I don't think, I mean, even yesterday something happened or didn't happen. And like a couple of weeks ago, I would have like not been able to sleep and had anxiety and that. I'm like, no, it's working in my favor. Whatever it is, like it's working in my favor. I've had to like rename,
how do you get
like
you
I had this thing about, space and silence in a relationship and or between communication, and I realized that that for me meant danger again because of the abusive relationships and stuff, right? So I had to rename it that from now on, space and time between communication and in relationships is meaning that it's working in my favor, and there's a lot of movement happening of clarity and decisions being made in my faith. It's just a matter of renaming what the to a new thing, like, because
To
it's that whatever it
redefine.
is, it's like your guides tell you, see
Yes,
it from a
redefine.
different perspective.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it's just redefining it in a different manner.
yeah. And it's also, and this is why I haven't even been meeting with friends, like, because other people's limitations, and I've had quite a few that have come up, and then I'm like, okay, I get that there's maybe 10% of this that's mine, but the rest of that doesn't belong to me. That's not my belief. That's the belief I've picked up from society and everyone else, but
oh, I
that's not mine.
and
Yeah,
reading things. Like I'm like, okay, I'm reading this from this person's perspective, but yet it's still coming in that and making me look at it. And I'm going,
yeah,
why do I need to do that? I
yeah,
don't understand that. Why can't I just read somebody's story about what, they're saying or whatever and not have to look at that
yeah.
myself? Because I don't resonate with it. It's not something that I believe in or that it's not something that I would judge. It's just what they're going through or a beautiful poem or something,
Mm,
it could be anything. But I'm
yeah,
finding that like the words are popping out of the screen and it's odd and it
mm,
makes me like post really quick what I want to say and get off social media. Like I
yeah,
mean, I'll go through in the evenings and I will um what I call burst post. Like I'll post everything just one boom 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 right after the other and then I'm out.
yeah.
I'm like boop, off unless I'm on Messenger talking to you or someone else.
Mm.
Um, other than that, I'm not scrolling in groups or anything like that. I just
I've deleted all dating coaches. So much limitations there. So
mm,
much, especially if you a conscious creator and you're into the Neville Goddard and all of that stuff. I was like, oh my geez, like most of my relationship stuff is because of them. Like guys are meant to be this way. And it's like, no, I make the rules in my reality. I decide how they are, like. And yes, it might sound like delusional and whatever to people that aren't consciously creating the reality or even aware that they do. Um, but yeah, I'm like, that's why I just like just being on myself now, right? And doing my thing, like, and creating my own stuff. Because otherwise, that's just going to keep making you spiral. That, oh no, like, sure, this is that everyone says, like, all the dating coaches say this and this and that. And what it's like, no, that's not my story. I'm sorry. It's not
yeah,
my story.
that's what I've been into. I mean, I don't have any dating coaches or anything, but yeah, some of the stuff like I've left a lot of groups and stuff because I'm like, this is just not my jam. This is not I'm a conscious creator as well. And my
Yeah.
roommate, my daughter's best friend, she reminds me of that all the time. She'll go, Hera,
Yeah.
hang on. Remember, I mean, she will stop doing dishes, look up at me and go, remember, look at what you're saying. You're a conscious creator.
Hmm.
And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, damn.
It's a lot of responsibility.
It's like sometimes you really just want to go back to normalcy, simplicity, and just like go fishing.
Go
Some-
fish.
Sometimes you just want to go fishing and go,
Yeah, I was asking my guides, it's like, can you guys just please give me a break and just make this just go easier and not to have to put in so much work still? Like.
don't work that way, apparently.
Yeah, but not even the dating, even the spiritual, like literally everything. And then I was watching some Neville Goddard stuff, and I'm like, but because we are God of our reality, like there's some stuff that he says that I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's not right, like, because that's another limitation.
Contradicting.
So I'm changing that because that's not true for me, like, so, you
Right.
know, because do you know Bashar?
Yes.
I love Bashar. So he always says that he says there's no such thing as a fact. There's five facts. Things like we are all one consciousness, everything is constantly moving, um, things like that. But anything other than that is not a fact. It's someone's belief or opinion that has been passed on to other people, and it's just become this massive thing. It's like, so anything can be changed if you choose to change it, like,
So then, like, if you want to help somebody in, say, like a spiritual manner, aren't there ethics and laws in the universe to, like, I always use under the law of grace when I'm assisting someone, but it almost seems like, um, when I come in as a conscious creator and I'm in that God source stream, it's like all that the they go, what laws?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hear. It's like, wait a minute. It's like the space opens up and all I hear is what laws?
What laws and whose stories and beliefs is that? Because who made that up?
And they say you did. And I'm thinking, damn, that must have really been a shithead because some of these laws are really crappy. I'm like, I don't know who the heck I was when I was creating these laws, but damn.
Yeah, it's such a big responsibility, like creating your own reality if you're like super serious about it.
Oh, it is.
A
It is.
lot of people say that they know that they create the realities, but they're not really doing anything. Like, I don't even like using the word manifesting because
Mm,
that's become this fashion word.
I
And
know
that's got nothing to do with actually purifying your mind and consciously choosing a new belief system. Like,
that one of the messages that Brooke gave me yesterday in her final, what we had been working through, they said, she's not listening. And I'm like, yeah, I can agree with that right now. I'm just kind of like, I just kind of like went, I'm just stop. Just leave me alone for a little bit. Like I need to breathe. I just like stuck the cocoon on. It was like I just like and then it oh boy. I was like, all
yeah.
right, I have to stop and listen. I need to listen. And I'm like, but I just want to play and have fun and not have to worry about doing this or that or jumping through this loop or taking on this technique or learning a new culture or like I hear them say it all the time, you don't need to study anymore, you've already got it, you just need to listen and implement it. And I'm thinking, and there's times where it's like everything that I've learned and done and been goes out the window.
Mm,
It's like I don't remember it. And then
yeah.
it'll flash back in. It's like it's almost like someone takes it out and lets me go and then they stick it back in and I'm like, "Hey, where you been?"
But don't you feel like this year, like the last couple of months, like I definitely feel now, I don't know, is it also because of all the changes with the planets and that, and also the work I've been doing, but I definitely feel more detached from the past, that it's
Oh,
so another world at this stage, like,
with that's kind of for me, it's been they've been having me examine in this life. Like they'll have me wake up and look at the clock because I have a date on my clock and it'll be and they'll go, I'll go, okay, my name is Hera. It is September the 30th, 2025. I'm in my presence. Like they've been putting me there and
Mm,
bringing me into, and then after that, I find that I start from the beginning, like the beginning of my childhood, and they'll progressively move me through it very quickly. And but then the energy will trail throughout the day or the days or the weeks, and that's when I get those emotions and those vivid memories. I mean, I had a girlfriend that I grew up with um, remind me of some stuff that happened in my house when I was a child. And I was like, I immediately got the vision of it and saw it and was just had to like, I'm still processing it, like
yeah.
different things. Yeah, it's been like that. So
Uh-huh.
it's been it's like they'll show me very fast. It'll like the visions will come in and they'll pinpoint different parts of my
Mm,
life. And then after I get that, it's like all of the physical sensations and the emotional follows along.
mm,
Um and not very quickly.
yeah.
Well, okay, so maybe a week or two that's pretty quick
Yeah.
actually. Now that I think about it, they're like, yeah, you're moving through it really quickly,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel that way. It
Hmm.
feels
But
like,
that's just
why
because
am I
our
still?
limitations about our time, I think, you know.
How do you get out of that? Like, how do you move? Because
I've started saying things like, instead of saying like, you
I'm
know,
gonna
trying to man.
a minute. I need to blow my nose, but you go ahead and keep talking
Okay.
a second.
I just said, I don't know. I'm still looking into that, especially when you're creating. I'm like, instead of saying, um, like, day by day, things are getting better, better. I'm like, no, I'm not doing day by day anymore. I'm doing hour by hour now. I'm
Oh,
changing it so things go faster. Because if I say day by day, then it's adding time, right? And
gotcha.
eventually, I'm just going to say moment to moment, every breath I take, like, you know. Um, I'm still working on the time thing as well, like, because that's just our what we've been programmed with again, you know, time, and that, for example, that manifestation should take time. That's It doesn't. Everything's instant, as you know, everything's already existing right now. It's just a matter of us choosing the new experience, like, but our limitations around time, and that is what makes take longer.
Right.
Um, so yeah, and for me, like, I haven't had the visions, but when I've had these beliefs coming in, even though, as I said to you, I wasn't feeling anything, but then once I start with it, then I would get a memory or something, and I'm like, that's where that's coming from, like, you know. But I also have learned that I don't need to remember; my subconscious does. So if
Yeah.
I'm trying to release something, all I do is decide that I'm letting it go. I don't need to remember it or anything because your subconscious does.
Right. And that's like where I've always been. It's like, okay, I know this happened, right? I'm
Hmm.
not denying it.
Yeah.
Why does it keep perpetuating when I've already pulled that root and I've already filled it, with something new? And why do I need to go back and keep relearn like rehashing that when
So
I've already done the work on that? Like I and
yeah.
And
Well, I've realized, the stuff I'm working on, I've been working on the last few years, but as you know, it's in a whole different level, like, right?
yeah,
And I realized that the way I was doing it before wasn't actually the right. I mean, I've never had anyone guiding me. I've just been doing it all myself, finding my own way,
same
right? But
with
now but I've had to do this because it's for me to find the easiest and quickest way to help others now that I know instantly, okay, you can forget everything that I had to do all of these years, and this is how you do it, right? Because the way I do it, if there's I allow myself to like release the resistance to want.
Mhm,
I have to use certain words. So okay, I've realized, I acknowledge that I have this resistance to whatever, like, right? So
mhm,
and even though I've had this resistance, I choose to love and honor myself and this resistance. Thank you for protecting me, but I no longer need you. So I've decided to let you go, and I'm allowing myself to want to let you go, and I'm allowing myself to let you go. I've learned that I have to use specific words with my mind. I don't know would that be for everyone, but for me, this is what I've needed to do to get through that, right? And then so I would release the resistance and allow myself to want to experience that thing, right? And that it's safe for me to want that. And then I would detach from past stories and experiences and people and old versions of me. And I would let go of the beliefs that I've had, which is usually two, the not feeling worthy, deserving, good enough, and the other one, the fear. And then that clears it for me to come in with the new belief. So
mhm.
yeah. So if something is still there, then either you need to do it again or look at, am I doing it? I don't want to say there's a right or wrong way, but yeah, are you getting to the root actually? Like, for me, yeah,
I'll
this is
visualize
what works for me. This is
like I have two methods that I use. Like I will visualize it as a root of a tree that is a part of me,
yeah,
and I'll like pack it all in there, and I'll label it. This
yeah,
is what this is, right?
mm,
Pluck it. I pluck the root, and then where the root was, I fill it with a golden white light.
okay,
And the other way that I'll do it is I imagine a piece of paper in front of me, and it's got the list or the word or the whatever is on it that needs
mm,
to be let go of. And like the permission slip, right? Like I'll imagine the permission slip with
yeah,
just for an example, revenge. Let's just say, that on there, right? Like I'm taking the permission slip away for the definition of revenge, or the emotion or the physical reaction to revenge. And then all of a sudden I'll just like light it on fire and watch it burn,
yeah,
and it goes away.
okay.
Here recently, those roots, I haven't been able to pull some of them out like I have been. Like you would pull like a blade, like a root out of the ground.
Mm.
I haven't, I like the root, it's like it's pulling back.
See,
And
now I'm not into visualizing. I never have been. And I discovered as well, again, why dreaming and visualizing and that because of all the abuse, I'm not able to do it. It's something I have to learn, right? So mine is all about
it's hard.
scripting and typing and tapping, right? But
Mhm.
for me, you know, what is the saying?
I'm
Like
gonna
all is mental.
moment,
For
okay?
me, I need to mentally like get rid of the beliefs and stuff and reprogramming and all of that for it to really take place, because I don't think something like that for me would work. Like
Sorry.
imagine pulling out a root and that. I don't think for me it would. I don't know. And so
with
I
that.
suppose it depends on people's beliefs and their experiences and their stuff. But yeah, no, I feel like the way I've been doing it, maybe, yeah, it's been a long, hard way, but it's the only way
Do
that
you
I
think it
know
could
would
be
work for me.
easier? Do you
Hmm?
think do you think that what we're doing may be our energy testing us and showing us that it doesn't have to be this hard? Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think just, for example, some people meditate, for me to just meditate on something and imagining it going away, I don't think that would work for me. I just don't. And maybe, and we've got different paths. Maybe you're supposed to be doing what you're doing so that you can help the people who that resonates with. And I'm supposed to doing this way that I am. And this is my passion. I enjoy doing this. I love it. So I know that this is part of my journey doing the way that I'm doing it, like, because I'm feeling and I'm experiencing the changes, like,
And
uh,
you enjoy that? You don't and I'm genuinely asking. I'm not judging your
mm,
process, or I'm
yeah,
actually, I mean, I'm actually learning what you're saying. I'm
yeah.
taking it in. Um, because it's such a different way than what I'm used to. I've really a lot of people know me as like a spiritual warrior, um, and medical intuitive. Um, this is this energy is so much very, very, very different. And
Mm.
it seems like everything that I've been taught and prepared, like I've been prepared for these moments. And it seems like all the preparation that has taken place has gone out the window.
But it never has. That's just your ego trying to, it's coming from ego. Nothing we've ever done or learned is out of the window. It's all a process.
Yeah.
We're
But
never going backwards. Like maybe sometimes we feel like we're stalling, but like that doesn't delete anything we've done.
right. Well, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, do you think, or do you feel that maybe the test is we there's a much easier, simpler way to do this, and even and get the gratification, like you said, like doing, this the work that you're doing um on yourself and possibly with others, I don't know. But there's an easier path of doing it, and it's not jumping through so many hoops and having to be so disciplined in doing things, and more in alignment with just being what you're creating. What do
I
you
think
what are
maybe
your
if we
thoughts
weren't human, then yes.
on? Okay.
If we didn't have brains and egos and subconscious, then I think, yeah, it would be possible. And also depending on your past again, if you've had, I'm not saying anyone's had a 100% easy life, but as you know, there's people that have had way more deeper,
Oh,
longer traumas, and some would have, I don't know, maybe their dad abandoned them when they were kids and whatever, like, right?
right.
But the more shit you've gone through, the more work you're going to have to do. So yes, there can be easier ways. That's why it's like some people, it could be as easy as whatever to become enlightened or whatever. Like, but if you've got such a deep past, so much limitations and systems and whatever, like I just truly believe that it's all in the mind. Like it starts in the mind because your mind is what creates
Yeah,
everything, like, but it's to get rid of all of that shit. So eventually that you can connect the heart and the mind, like, and I feel more and more like that. But it's hard work. Not everyone wants to do it. So I mean, and you'll find people that have been saying they've been on their healing. So okay, actually a couple of years ago, I met a girl that met me through Facebook, and she wanted me to go and do medicine for her, frog medicine. And she told me that she'd been on her healing journey for 30 years, right? Doing
that's
all
all.
kinds of therapies, all kinds of stuff and that, but like I could see there was still a lot. It's like, okay, so I'm sure there's been a lot of changes, but like, I mean, if you've been on this for 30 years, like seriously, by this stage, you should be, I don't know, like a Buddha or something, right? And I gave her some homework to do. And like when I left there 3 days later, she messaged me and she's like, Bernie, you know what? She's like, I've had more movement in the last 3 days from the work you gave me than I have in the last 30 years. you know so I'm not, so everything has its place, yoga, meditation, breath work, whatever, like, but I still feel, and I've never been into that because I've always on fight or flight. Like I would never have been able to do that. Like it's only now, but now I don't even need it because I just feel like I'm constantly in a meditative state anyway, because I
Yeah.
keep my mind.
Ah,
Whereas meditation or yoga or breath work, you're going for, I don't know, an hour or two to get that peace and whatever. And then what happens
yeah.
afterwards? That shit comes back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like it's okay for the hour, but like I would rather totally clear my mind so that I'm just naturally in that state, like,
Absolutely.
yeah. But
Mm,
again,
that rings a
different,
bell for me
yeah,
because I've never been one that can really just sit down more than, 10, 15 minutes. And I mean, my meditation, like if I go into vision, if I have a vision quest, I'm in and I'm out.
yeah.
It's like I jump in the hole and then I come right out the other side and the vision's there. And it's like, okay. And then all the information plops in and it is what it is.
And even with all the actual conscious creation teachers like Neville Goddard, Dr. Joseph Murphy, like Skolshin, like all of these, and even goes back way before that. Like even like I do Sufi. Do you know Sufism?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
do that too. It's all about for you to truly become
Is it
like,
Sophia?
you have to transform the ego. You have to do the mental work in that. There's no other way around it.
So the mental is ego.
Well, it's the ego, but it's also clearing your conditioning, your programming, because otherwise it's constantly going to be in the way. Like,
But if you completely clear your ego
well, you
with
can't completely clear your ego, but, and it's not to see it, it's just the same with your subconscious. Like, it's like to start working with it together, not as a separate thing that, that it's there to help you. And you can start, instead of seeing it that, it keeps trying to sabotage you, it's not, but it is, but it's because it's protecting you. So like to live with it as an in gratitude, like, but then
but what is it protecting you from? I mean, like say you start a business, right? And and it keeps you keep starting businesses that are have anything and everything to offer. They're great businesses, right? But
yeah,
then all of a sudden you start it and and like, and I'm using this as an example.
yeah,
um why would the subconscious self or sabotage that? Like, what is the point there? Like, what is the point of the saboteur coming in and going, "Oh, I don't like that. You're not going to do that. And here you go. I'm going to sit you in a chair and unmotivate you." Like, what is the point to that? Like,
So, for example, okay, so again, like if you keep sabotaging like a business, so what is your past in relationship to businesses with your parents and your experiences and stuff? So number one is like if you don't feel worthy, deserving, good enough, or entitled to that,
but
or
what if you do feel?
okay, but that's one part. The other part are what are your beliefs around success, prosperity, being successful, having a lot of money? Because we have a lot of limiting beliefs around that, like, that having a lot of money is evil. Only people with a lot of money, like, get more money and all kinds of stuff like.
Okay, so when you drop resistance to that completely and utterly, and you consciously anchor that in, yet how does it still sabotage you?
Well, like this is the thing. If it's still not happening, then it's like, look again. Do you really truly believe that you are worthy of it? Like
I
deserving
think
of
people
it?
are going to get a lot out of this because I get this question a lot. It's like,
Yeah.
why is my business not I know what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I'm worthy of it. I've dropped resistance, and it's like, well, why do I keep feeling like I'm getting sabotaged? Like, is someone doing this to me? Is God punishing me? Is God, restricting
Okay.
me? Because
So I realized that I had resistance to being successful and prosperous
what
uh
were those beliefs?
and having goals and stuff.
Hmm.
Again, well, the goals part, like I've never made long-term goals, right? I've never because of the like I was so focused in survival mode, I never could look past the moment, like, right? So, and also because of always moving from one school to the next, from one town to the next, like there was no point in me making a goal, right? Because I knew it was going to be for nothing and be taken away. That was my beliefs, like. And then also being like successful, like ask yourself, what do you fear might happen if you were successful? And it could be things like that you would lose your time and your flexibility, that you might lose people in your life, because a lot of people might be jealous or whatever if you have a lot of money, um, or that you're not worthy of it or deserving. And a lot of people, me included, before was like, no, I know I'm worthy of it.
Hmm.
Do you really believe that? Like,
Yeah. And are
I
you ready
mean,
to receive
and
it?
even the resistance, like I know now if I say that I've done it, like I would check in again and I would do it again. And then something was like, okay, I didn't really truly let go of the resistance or the whatever. Even like with, like forgiveness, like so I did a lot of forgiveness in ceremonies and stuff, and I wrote forgiveness letters and I did tapping and I thought I'd done it until I got a message from someone, my tattoo artist's wife, the one day when I was there. I didn't even know who she was. I always saw her there. The one day she looked at me and she's like, "Can I tell you something? I have a message from my soul to your soul." And I was like, at that time, I didn't quite believe in all of this stuff. And I was like, well, okay, but I take messages. And
Right.
she said that you need to do more forgiveness. And she told me everything about all the work I've done, how far I've come. And I'm like, but I've done it like more than
Mhm.
once. She's like, you need to do it again. She's like, you got a higher purpose and you have to really, truly let go. And just before that, a week before, I had come to the realization that I wasn't allowing myself to feel negative stuff towards people, for example, like my mother, because I knew their story and I knew they were doing the best they could and blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't allowing myself to feel those deep negative stuff. Like, so I had to sit down again. And that's when I discovered my new method of doing it. And it's to first allow myself to feel all that negative stuff to them. This is part of the work I give people. Like like really treat like fuck you for this and blah 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 and whatever, like until you can't think of anything anymore, and
But
then
doesn't
coming with
that
the
hurt their
forgiveness.
energy field?
Huh?
Doesn't that hurt their energy field?
No, you're doing that and then you're coming back and then you're doing the forgiveness part, like, but you have to, so I tell everyone you have to separate who the person is and what their story and that is to what it is that they made you feel, because if you're just forgiving them, then you kind of like bypassing the really truly emotions that they made you feel, whether it was being rejected or abandoned or let down or whatever it was, like, you know. So just saying to forgive them is like a bypass. Like you
So
need
like
to first,
like for example, like my dad used to beat me my whole life till actually my mom and I left when I was 13. I mean, locked in a closet and had his name across my back and my rear end from a leather belt. Um, and I had to go back in there and remember it all
mm,
and then give forgiveness.
I don't think,
He's
like,
not in my life now.
yeah. Like I can tell you, so when that lady told that to me, I came back and I started doing my new technique then, allowing that first, right? And then I did my tapping
That's
and
what
I could feel
that
my
that's
body.
like
Sorry?
that's what I'm asking. Like when I had to go back into that, when I had
Yeah.
to go back into that closet, your technique is going back into that closet and
But
then
see, I've never, this is a thing that bothers me as well in the spiritual community, is
okay,
that they are trying to make people believe that they have to relive the situations, which is not true. It's
okay.
like I said to you,
I was
you
trying
don't
to
have to relive it. No, you
okay,
just need to acknowledge that that happened, right?
right.
Your subconscious mind like has the memory and you don't have to remember it. You just need to remember, okay, so that happened. But even so, I have my other techniques that if people don't remember things like the subconscious, like for example, it's like, okay, so I would do like something for each person that you can remember that made you feel rejected, abandoned, hurt in any way, blah, 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 right? But
Hmm.
then we're not going to always remember everyone. So then I have like an overall to like forgive and whatever the rest of the people, which in my wording I say the people that I may not be aware of or may not remember, like, and that covers everything then because your subconscious mind remembers it. We don't
Yeah,
need to.
places and things.
And I
All
think and I think that puts a lot of people off from the journey is because they get told that they have to relive the experience. I don't believe that's true.
yeah,
You
I see. I never believed that either until recently, until it's come up. And I think that maybe it's the energy. It's like it is like right before you jump off the cliff. It's like, here you go. Let's see how you're going to react to this.
yeah,
And before you get to move on past this and actually, allow yourself to actually receive the forgiveness that you've been giving out so diligently.
yeah.
Um, that's why I wanted to just know like what your take on that was, because I've never believed that I need to deep dive back into my past in order to be and live and create from the present moment. um,
So if you're to think about your dad now and what he did to you, like what are you feeling?
I have I have no feelings about it.
Well, like I mean, that is the perfect place. It's like that you're neutral about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I feel like he did what he knew how and what to do,
yeah,
because of maybe how he was raised. And I don't know what happened in his childhood, right? So
mm,
I can't assume anything.
yeah,
So I go, you did the best that you could to the best of your abilities, and everything that I took that you did to me that felt bad, or at the time, that I forgive you for it, but most of all, I forgive myself.
Mm.
And so I don't have that. I do with someone else though. That's been,
Yeah, I honestly feel that we have to, even like with my mom, I thought I'd done all the forgiveness, right? And that I hadn't anger towards her because basically she found out when I was about 7 that my stepdad was molesting me, but she
mm,
never left him. But she also didn't know that it had continued. Like it stopped when I was about 13, and I only recently realized why, because my period had started, right? So I remember asking her when I was like maybe like late 20s, how come she never left him? And then I just accepted the answer, like was to do with finances and I don't know what. So I thought I'd let it go because sometimes consciously we feel we did, right? But then in one ayahuasca ceremony in Colombia, oh my G, I had so much anger come up inside of me, so much
oh
anger
wow.
towards her,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I know now. So even when I give people the work to do, and they tell me, yeah, but I've done the forgiveness. I'm like, okay, but I'm just asking you, just try even one person, you know, just try one, do what I'm asking you to do, and see what happens. And every single one of them is like, oh my fuck, Bernie, excuse my French, YouTube,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize I still had so much inside of me, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes it's just, like even if
Layer,
you feel
layer.
you've done it, try it again or try it from a different method in a different way.
Yeah, when I think of him, I just don't have,
Mm,
or if he calls me every once in a while, he'll call and say hello. I don't have any, I don't have any animosity towards him.
mm,
I don't have any feeling whatsoever. Like there's nothing,
yeah.
I don't know, there's like nothing.
Mm, yeah, that's
So
a
I
good
don't know
place
if
to
that
be.
means and I don't hear from him very often either, like maybe
Yeah.
once every 6 months, if that. But he's
Hmm.
not in my life. Um, but I've deeply forgiven him. And I think maybe it's neutralized. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you know,
Yeah, I think it's okay we need to forgive in that. And it's a very good important thing to tell people if they don't know of it,
mm,
that we're all doing the best we can with what we know and what we've experienced, so it makes it easier to forgive people. But also the forgiveness isn't about them, it's about us. It's
right.
about allowing ourselves to let go of all these negative things that we're holding on to, you
Yeah,
know. And it doesn't excuse them for what they've done.
right,
Because my thing that I am still wanting to understand, and I need to read more up about it, is pedophilia. Because I'm sorry, I don't believe in that thing where people say hurt people hurt people. Not all of it. Because I have been hurt so much in my life, and like I have never hurt anyone or even had the thoughts to hurt anyone, right?
right.
It's still a conscious decision as far as I'm concerned. And like pedophilia, like you consciously choosing to do that to a child. Like I need to understand more about it, like, because it's one thing that I just don't understand. And I don't care if
That
it happened to them, because with me, like, it's happened to me for how long, like, and I've never had those thoughts, like, so, you know.
that's kind of like what I did with I used to help find missing people that were either dead or just missing.
Yeah.
And especially children that had just been like you would get the alert and then I would get the call and then it's like I would track them to where
Yeah.
they were going, and wherever they were going is where, if it was a hotel or whatever, then that's where the cops would be, they would show up. And then finding people that have, you know, been murdered. like at the bottom of a lake.
Wow.
Um, but when I started doing that and working with the police department, um, helping them with a few of their cases, I started watching serial killer documentaries.
Yeah.
And I would put myself in their shoes and in the victim's shoes and see it from multiple angles and different perspectives and perceive it in a different manner, um so that I could psychically not have any biasness there, so I could completely open up and come at it from um a neutral state, so that I could, actually help
Mm.
find their remains or find the child before, they were brutalized or whatever was going to happen.
Yeah.
Um, Most of the time, it was a parent that was running from another parent,
Yeah.
you know, in the living, missing children. But I thought, how can because I was judging really bad. Um, and I think in our human, that's kind of like, why would you do, what are you doing? That's a child,
Mm.
right? But, so I felt like I needed to have that neutral, unconditional state of perspective to look at those situations so that I could actually see it with complete clarity
Yeah.
and do the job as I needed to do it. That was rough
I can imagine. Yeah.
to try to sympathize and empathize and hold compassion for someone that's chopping bodies up.
But that's the only way we can try and understand, like, is to try and understand it. But we already know that it's in relation to their past, right? But to understand it more, like,
That way.
it's the only way to truly have compassion, I think, is to compassion and forgiveness is to try and understand it, like anything.
Do you think that some people are just born that way? Do you think they come in with like a soul contract that they're going to be, the person that does this? Or do you think that just you come in innocent and pure, and then life happens, programs
But
happen?
it also starts when our parents are like when our mom's pregnant with us.
Yeah.
So, for example, I met a girl here that had a rescue dog, a bitch, right? And she was telling me how this dog, well, she suffers massively from anxiety, and I asked where she got her, and she got her from like the border of the US and Mexico, one of like the poorest, like most dangerous areas. And the story is that this dog was found in a house where the whole family had been killed, 11
Oh
people,
gosh.
and she was pregnant at the time,
Was it
right?
Chula Vista or Tijuana?
That was Tijuana.
Okay.
And anyway, they'd rescued the dog and was brought to the city, but she was pregnant.
Oh,
Every single one of her babies like suffer from anxiety. And
mm.
that's a good example, you know. So I don't know about I don't but anyway, I definitely think it's in relation to definitely that we're not just born that way. I mean, Like,
See,
give
and I
me some examples, like where someone had a normal life and then they ended up being a psychopath. Like, I don't know.
I just don't know that I'm still there, that I believe in soul contracts. Like you're going to be contracted to be this way. I think the father's the seed, the mother's the womb of creation, and then you move from there.
Hmm.
I I don't know that I believe that in my transparent state, in my, a past life or whatever, that I s- sat there and designed this show.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
because if I did, I want to go back and meet her and kick her ass. Like,
I used to, I used to always say before I started my journey, do I have a freaking sign on my head like pick me?
exactly.
But now I know that in a way I did because of my energy and my beliefs about myself and life, that in a way I did have a sign, right? A subconscious sign.
Yeah.
And when people used to say that yeah, your soul like chose this and I was like, they must be freaking mad. Why the hell would I do this? But now I understand and I believe it more, that I picked this for my soul to evolve and the different areas to be able to, once I evolve, to be able to help others, like.
Gotcha.
But as to like I mean, like, I don't know.
There's so many multi layers to what's going on and what's happening in
Yeah.
our worlds within us, all of our cells and our nervous system and our wires getting crossed, and then what's happening on the outside of us, to
But
the
we can't be doing that. Like, that's why I just acknowledge what's going on at the outside, because there's a lot going on. Like, it's like I just don't have the energy to have to deal with my stuff and that stuff. But I know by me working on me, I'm already, like my Sufi teacher, my
there
sheikh, he said to me, is like, yes, that's that. He's like, are you in Israel? Are you in Palestine? He's like, no, you're not. He's like, and if you were, I don't know, would you be there or not, like helping? I'm sure you'd be doing what you could, like. So if you want to send money or whatever you want to do it. He's like, but at the end of the day, like your most important work is here. He said,
right,
just by you doing your work, you're already like helping on a conscious level, like to balance the energy. Because if everyone was focused on all the negative stuff going on and giving their energy to it, like we'd be fucked. So this
yeah,
is why
the way I
some
look
of
at
us we just have to keep like staying in the eye of the storm, as Bashar says. Just keep doing the work and like raising your vibration, and just by doing that in itself, you're helping humanity, and it might sound selfish to people, but like you keep like posting these things about, I don't know, Palestine and I don't know, having protests and that, but like all of that anyway is just a massive reflection
if you're not in
of
it.
what's going on in the collective consciousness, like.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not in it, then why be in it?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
watch the news anymore.
No, it's like, and this is our job. If we have the time, the place, and the tools and that to work on ourselves, we should be doing that, because there's people in those situations that aren't in the state of mind or anything to be able to do anything. So if we, by us doing it for us, we're automatically doing it for them, like.
Absolutely.
And the other way then is to see as well that, like what we've just spoken about, is our souls chose this life. And yeah, sometimes it seems fucked up, like, but you
Yeah.
know what, my life was fucked up, and I wouldn't have understood it before. I only understand it now because of my healing I've done, like, you know and yeah, and I mean, like, yeah, it's going to sound crazy to some people because they're going to think, oh, she's just like, I don't know, a fucking bitch because she's like,
Okay.
yeah, they chose that or whatever.
Just let them. Who cares?
Yeah. So yeah, I just keep releasing, 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 raising my vibration and sending love and light and whatever. But I also know that this is part of a greater picture. It's the new earth. Out of chaos comes, we need the chaos. It's like we need the dark and we need the light, like nature's
I
same
like to call it
renewal.
contrast. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you
So
don't
yeah,
have contrast, then you don't know.
what it is that you do want.
Right. It doesn't, yeah, it's like, what do you prefer? What you don't prefer if you don't have contrast,
Yeah.
and like Bashar says, he says, follow your highest excitement at all times. If you're drinking a bottle of water, drink it like you're excited about drinking it. And
Yeah.
that's really like the key to
Yeah.
everything. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll try it.
The same with Abraham Hicks
And
as well,
and I,
she's all
I'm,
about the contrast.
and
It's
I'm thinking, dang, the water's hot. It's in a plastic bottle,
that's not a good thing.
right? And I go, and then I'm not excited anymore. And so I'll try it with something else, and then I'll go, well, I don't quite get that. So there goes that excitement.
That wasn't the excitement then.
Right. So I don't know. I think that whatever we latch onto that feels works for us. I work a lot with a deck of cards that it's called the Isis Oracle. Um,
No way.
yeah,
No freaking way.
that's the one.
Did that?
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Oh my G.
That's my main deck.
This is my very first one. My very first ayahuasca retreat I went to when I was still on the heroin. She had it here, and I always felt such a connection to Egypt. And I tried for so long to find this. And like, I think a year later, I found one, like the one and only one somewhere, and it's like, this has helped me a lot because I've made affirmations from a lot of the stuff in there that helped me, like, with my healing and that as well.
So when you do the conjuring of the poison, when you
Mm-hmm.
pull the poison out in that one, you have the right to conjure and pull poison. So she pulled poison from a young boy that was dying,
Yeah.
and she brought him back to life by pulling all the poisons out. And I'm not going to sit here and call the names of what she calls them in the card. I think you probably know which one I'm talking about. But that one in particular, literally, it will feel like I get a poof out the top of my head, and then I'll get a poof out the back of my back, like a poof of air. Like literally, I can feel the poof of air. It is the wildest feeling ever.
Wow.
Yeah. And I can't remember and I can't get to them right now. They're in my drawer, but otherwise I would look it up really quick. Um Seven Scorpions.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it's that one, or um I don't remember which one it is. I'll send it. I'll find it and send it to you and see what you think about it. But that deck, I'm glad that she put the disclaimer in that deck because mm, there's some powerful rituals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I taught from that deck for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
I
it.
love it. It is a hold on to your balls because here you go.
And it's always spot on. Whenever I do it, in ceremonies like and that, it's like it's always spot on,
Mm.
exactly what the people need at the time, like,
So you
so
use it in ceremonies?
like I would do it like after ceremonies or before ceremonies, and yeah, it's always spot on.
Yeah, mine is too. Yeah.
Actually, I haven't done a card in a while because I've been freaking working. Like maybe it's time to have a coffee and take a card.
There you go. I usually
Yeah,
get about two cards at a time. That's all I ever really get. It's like two cards in the moment.
I only do one. There's so much reading in it. Like I think
Mhm.
one is enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's sometimes it has to be followed up. But like for me, like it will the first card will lead into something else that I intuitively get hit on. And actually I might even get just the name of the card and go straight to the book and do the ritual from that particular vision of the card that needs to go with the first card because they'll coincide and they'll work together. Um,
Mm,
especially the Lady of the Stars card, but
mhm.
that enhances whatever's next to it, like out of this world, like connects. It's wild, but yeah. So there's that, and yeah, I don't care if people think we look crazy by talking about it. When you feel
Yeah.
experience it, and it's not a sensation that is explainable in physiology in your body, your biological body, when it's a sensation that is outside of that understanding or understanding,
Mm,
it becomes undeniable proof. And that's what that deck does for me.
yeah.
It's like, whoa. So,
Yeah.
well, it's 3:30. This has been a very fast conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we both like kind of like our energy is spent now. I'm
Yeah.
like
It's like,
it's like all this work. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of done now.
well, that's why I called it a co-collaboration because I wanted us both to have a chance to, tell our sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like doing that with you because it we bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's nice.
And maybe next time we can actually, I don't know if you want to maybe have a specific topic we could talk about, like,
Sure.
or
I,
maybe if any of the people listening want to know more about a certain thing that we could discuss, like,
yeah,
um,
leave it in the comments. Leave it in the leave your suggestions in the comments because me and Bernie will we'll chat it up. Um,
yeah,
there's probably not anything that we can't cover
yeah.
to a certain degree.
Well, I think you would cover like different areas that I wouldn't be able to, and the other way around, you know.
Co-collaboration at its best. I would love it. Yeah, and I want to start doing lives. So
Yeah,
I can ask questions and get live answers.
let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to start that in November. So we'll talk more about that. But it was wonderful talking to you. And
Yes.
this is what I imagined this podcast being.
Uh-huh.
Two beings sitting down and having a conversation like you're sitting on the phone having a conversation.
Yeah.
It's scripted, it's raw, it's authentic. Your face is on video. So you and the way that you express yourself, you get to see that, feel it, and experience it. And I think it's for me, what happened just now was more powerful than me sitting here asking you 20 questions
Yeah.
that I've got on a pad scripted next to me, you know?
Uh-huh.
Um, I love to just see what comes up because that means to me, that says to me that whatever comes up in conversation is what someone else needs to hear, whether it's
Exactly.
you or the viewer.
And let the viewers be the ones asking the questions, like, right?
I think that's fabulous. But
Yeah.
I love to like butt in on you because sometimes I like go, hey, wait a minute. I don't understand that perspective. Let me like clarify for me so that I can get there with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But I love that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why I started this is because I love just having these raw, authentic conversations and it not be so scripted,
Exactly.
you
No
know?
makeup.
No makeup, absolutely no makeup. My hair is like greasy from being in my chair having a cold, trying to stay away from the girls downstairs because they're just all like on drugs and medication for being sick. I mean, and yeah, so ta-da, I got ready in like less than 10 minutes to get online. I was like, I thought it was at 5 o'clock. I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
I just ate my chicken strips. Oh, it's like, oh God, I am in another reality.
Yeah.
I just, and I had an alarm go off on my phone. And I was like, why is it going off right now? I was
That's where we're at.
like,
That's where
why?
we're at.
Why is the alarm going off right now? I literally just like went dismiss.
Just enjoying the ride. Well,
Enjoy.
I don't know, enjoying it, but just
No,
flowing with it.
following with it, but I ain't enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm sure I could be doing other things right now, but um I can't think of anything because I feel that this is really important and I just want to clear the shit, right? And I don't think I could focus on anything else until this is cleared out.
Yep.
And I'm getting there. I know I'm getting there.
Yeah, I'm working on it too. We
I'm telling you guys that I'm getting there. So don't be throwing anything more at me. Like,
exactly. I'm holding up a bucket and I'm going, no, put it in the bucket, sit it down, and let me come back to it because I need to breathe.
exactly. That's how I've been feeling. It's like,
Oh,
yeah. And then I think like the universe will like make events and stuff come up that it knows I'll really be interested in so I can have a bit of a breathe.
there you go. All right, girl. Well, let's reschedule for the 1st of November. I think that that should be your time frame, like the first Thursday of every month. We'll do a
Okay,
collaboration.
great.
And
Yeah.
um, let's start the first Thursday in November. Let's do live.
Okay, let's do
What you
it.
think?
I'm ready now, but I'll be even more ready then.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll try it
This
and see.
was great to talk to you again.
Oh man, it was so great to talk to you again too. You're so beautiful, so lovely, and I absolutely adore our conversations.
Yes. So
Thank you.
strap in there now and
I'm
get back on
strapped.
the roller coaster.
I'm strapped in. Well, I'm actually about to unstrap and put my house gown back on and put my feet up and just chill.
Yeah, I think I might go to the park. I'm really blessed because I live like maybe a 3-minute walk from the biggest city park in all of the Americas.
Well, I have we have like a small lake out here that you can walk around.
Ah, that's nice. Yeah.
Oh, it is beautiful. I'll send a picture of it to you at some point. And
Grounding is very important and nature. When I'm feeling like that, I go and do my grounding. I take my shoes off and I would just for an hour just get lost and walking. I could still do my affirmations and stuff, but the main thing is I'm connecting with nature. Like,
every time I ground deeply like that, I cry for hours.
really?
Hmm.
Wow.
And it's like, I'm like, why am I crying? Humanity. I'm like, really? I need to cry for humanity?
Can I not cry for myself? Is that not?
You're included.
Uh, I
But
don't have the energy for that at the moment.
I,
I'm
I don't,
sorry. Like, I
I
only
don't,
have the energy for me.
I'm just trying to get around the body of water that I'm walking around right now.
Yeah.
It's like, but that gives us, that shows us, in my perspective, how truly powerful we are when you can sit there and know that this is not yours and still have so much compassion for it at
Mm.
times. Not that you have to do it all the time, but that it is a way to help and assist, because I do a lot of grid work and I cry when I do grid work
Mm.
as well, through the visioning of the earth. And it's such like sadness, and it wants to be heard.
Mm.
And the only way that I can get it out is I can cry for hours.
Yeah.
I mean, hard crying. You know what that means? Like,
Yeah.
cry like
That's
from your
really a
stomach,
heart-wrenching, like your heart is being ripped out of your chest kind of crying.
like bent over.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
like the
just
herself is crying.
I think that maybe I'm not able to do anything at the moment, and I just have to continue doing my work. But I believe that when the time's right is when I'm going to be doing my part. I mean, I'm already doing what I can
You-
now, but like in a
Exactly.
different perspective that
Yeah.
it's coming and it's going to be happening, and that's why I have to just stick to keep doing what I'm doing. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
I agree.
it's
You
nothing
will.
else to do.
You will. And we fluctuate, there's times where we have to focus on ourselves. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not the easiest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's times where you cry for humanity
Yeah.
and know that what you're doing is assisting in
Yeah.
some way, some magical, crazy, out there way.
But
It
there
is,
is,
it
you
is,
know that,
it's helping, it's assisting everyone that lives on this earth. And that is the animal kingdoms, humanity, the earth itself, the cosmos, it's the solar system. It is everything. You are it, I don't know how else to describe that.
well, yeah, there's a thing from, well, Dr. Dwayne Dyer had it in his book, but I think it
Mm.
comes from somewhere else where like there's different levels of vibration. And like say one person on this level is like transmuting the energy of, I don't know, 1,000 people around
Yeah,
them. Whereas like a Buddha or something like that, because it would be, they could affect a whole country, like, you know. So
yeah.
that's why the more we raising our vibration, like the more we are like helping around us, like, you know. So
When I expand out around the edges of the galaxy. I just imagine a black ball, like a just like it's endless.
right.
and I expand out around that, and then I see like the stars in the solar system and the earth and the moon and the sun, and I place all of that in there, and I'm expanded out around it. And then I go into like the ocean and the land, and then houses and buildings and cities and states and countries and whatever. And that's how. And when I go there, it's like
Mm.
it just comes out in tears. That's how it's been for a couple years now. That's like the earth is sad and angry, yet compassionate and loving and resourceful all at the same time,
Yeah.
you know. All right, well, I will let you go, and I'll see you the 1st of November, and I'll contact you about that.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
All right.
So wonderful.
So wonderful. It was nice talking to you.
You too. And we'll talk soon. We'll be in touch anyway.
All right, where can people find you?
I'm
Yep.
on Facebook. Well, Facebook like is my biggest following.
Okay.
Um,
I'll
yeah,
put I'll will you message me your link to your Facebook page, and I'll put that in the description so that
okay.
people, if they want to follow you, you can go there. They can
All
go there.
right. I will.
And that's where they can find you if they'd like to get some guidance from you, or homework
Some homework. Well, I don't
from
call it homework
Miss
because
Coco.
that
Is it Miss
creates
Coco?
that creates resistance.
Uh,
I've been calling it my royal duties the last few years.
Royal duties. I like it. I like that.
Because it's realizing that you're a queen and a king, and it's you're not becoming the best version of you.
Yeah,
If you
more than
don't do your,
queen,
yeah, it's your
my
royal
dear.
duties. And being here on Earth, it's your royal duties. It's Earth school.
Yep.
So,
All right. You take care.
you too.
All right.
I'm here for you.
Back at you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.